Some people ask the question, hasn't science disproven Christianity? And it's a good question. I'm a scientist and I know firsthand what a powerful way science is of asking questions about the physical world. But to say that science has disproven Christianity assumes that for any given thing in the physical world, there can only be either a scientific explanation or a Christian one. And so as soon as science comes up with an answer for something, God is pushed out of the equation. But the thing is, we know that physical answers are not the end of the story. If we ask a question like, why does a jet engine work? There's actually more than one correct answer. One answer is the laws of thermodynamics. But another equally correct answer is because an engineer designed and built it using the laws of thermodynamics. You see, there's two complementary answers, a physical one and a personal one. Now, science is very good at asking how questions, but is not so good at asking the equally valid questions of who and why. It surprises some people to discover that many of the founders of modern science were committed Christians. And far from their faith and their science being in conflict, their science was motivated in the first place by their belief in the God of the Bible. You see, the Bible presents God as a rational being, as a lawgiver who speaks order into the physical world. And so these scientists started experimenting with the world because they expected to find repeatable patterns that they could rationally explain. And so when their investigations of the physical world revealed that the universe did submit itself to ordered patterns that could be described using, for example, the language of mathematics, far from shattering their faith, it strengthened it. The astronomer Johannes Kepler said that doing science allowed him to think God's thoughts after him. You see, these early scientists understood that science doesn't have a monopoly on truth or on evidence. Science is a very powerful way of answering a certain kind of question, but it's deathly silent on many other important questions that matter to us. Questions like, who am I? Why am I here? How should I live my life? But these are exactly the kind of questions to which the Bible provides compelling answers. Like science, the Bible makes truth claims, and like science, the Bible provides evidence for those claims. And like the claims of science, they can be rationally understood. The Bible provides compelling evidence that Jesus lived, died, and rose again. And the Bible provides compelling evidence that he really was the Son of God, the one by whom and through whom everything that exists was made. Now, these aren't strictly scientific claims, although they're not in conflict with the claims of science. But the fact they're not scientific claims does not make them invalid. In fact, if you have an inquiring mind, you owe it to yourself to open the Bible, to look at the claims it makes, particularly the claims in the Gospels, and to weigh it for yourself. Now, like the founders of modern science, and like me, you might just find that far from being destroyed by science, that the Bible provides a big enough framework to encompass both the how questions of science, but also the who and the why questions that are at the very heart of the human experience. Science has not disproved Christianity. In fact, you could say that science makes little sense without it.